Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be talking about the Sigma Cool Neutrals palette. This comes out on May 2nd, but I did get to receive this as well as a bunch of other people at the Creators and Friends trip in New Orleans, and I am so excited to play with this. I haven't played with it yet, so I do want to do a look. I might do multiple looks. And I also want to talk to you a little bit about the palette because I have a feeling that some people are going to be like,
that is not a cool toned palette.
This is the packaging that we received. I have to admit, I don't know if everyone's going to be receiving this package or if this is just like a PR package, but it's so beautiful. And when you open it up, you get a little bit of information about the palette. Again, this will be available on May 2nd, but you can see right here, the theme is this kind of like, I never know whether it's agate or agate, but crystally stones. Now the palette itself does have the same packaging with that beautiful design on the front. There's even one of these like vellum coverings, and I usually lately have been throwing these away. I'm not getting rid of this one because I don't know, I just think it's so pretty. But when you open the palette, you get to see the color story. So we do have a 14 pan palette, and it does come with a double-ended brush. This is split exactly evenly between mattes and shimmers. So when you first look at this color story, again, I know that some people are going to say that's not cool toned. But what was cool about when I received this palette at Creators and Friends is that the owner, Dr. Simone Xavier, was talking about her thoughts about this palette and how she wanted it to be kind of like accessible cool tones. So it's not diving immediately into only gray and silver and very, very icy tones. And it's a little bit more balanced. So should they have called it cool neutrals? I'm not sure. All I know is that I think it's a beautiful color story. And for someone like me, who I usually gravitate towards warm tones, I feel like this is a perfect way for me to test out cool tones without feeling so boxed in by only cool tones. What we also learned is that, you know how a lot of companies will say that their palettes can be broken up into like quads so you can get ideas of what to do? This one is broken up by pairs. So if you look, these two top and bottom shades go together. These go together, these go together. So if you want to create a look, you can just go top to bottom and create a look that way, which I think is a really cool and like innovative way to do it, because also a lot of regular people, when they're doing their makeup, they don't want to apply 16 eyeshadows, okay? Maybe they just want to do 2 and call it a day. So I think this is beautiful. Let me show you the swatches. This palette really swatched beautifully. As with all Sigma palettes, I found the quality was very smooth, was very opaque and very creamy. I didn't notice any shades that skipped or were patchy or anything like that. This just applied so easily. Like, easy is the phrase that I have for this one, because first of all, is it easy to create different looks? It is. Is it easy to stick to all warms or all neutrals or all cool tones? It is. And is the quality good enough that you don't have to spend so much time on it? It is. Now, I have only done swatches. I have not yet put this on my eyeballs, but we're going to do that today. Oh, also, let me show you this brush. The brush has that same vibe, that same like cool rock crystal vibe. And we do have a blender on one side and a more flat brush on the other. And you know what? I am always bad about using brushes that come with palettes, but these are Sigma brushes. So I'm going to use this one today because their brushes are so good. They are so soft. Just popping in here real quick, because by the time I had started filming this video, Sigma had not yet announced that they are having a 15th anniversary sale. So this is going on through April 30th. It is stopping after that. And unfortunately, I do not think that the Cool Neutrals palette will be included in that sale because this does not come out until May 2nd. But you can get 40% off everything, almost everything else on the site with my code, which is glitter. I'll put it here on the screen for you. That is an affiliate code. If you decide to use that, thank you so much. But 40% off of like most of the entire website is a pretty crazy deal. So if there's anything you've been eyeing from Sigma, I would jump on it. Now, back to the video. Now, I've mentioned this plenty of times before, but I do have like a 9-to-5 job. I'm on Zoom calls all day, every day. And when I appear in those Zoom calls, I'm not usually wearing, you know, like fluorescent green makeup. So if this palette performs like I want it to, this is something that I could almost see being like an everyday palette for me. Now, here's the thing. I want to push myself a bit outside of my comfort zone, and I want to go cool toned first, because I feel like even when you look at this, like this side is pretty obviously cool toned. This side is pretty obviously warm toned. And this sort of pink in the middle, I feel like bridges the gap between the two. So I want to start by doing a cool toned look. So I am going right in with Talisman, which is sort of like a grayish purpley gray color, and I'm using the brush that comes with the palette and dipping it in. I don't see a whole lot of kickback, not a whole lot of fallout from the brush. But by the way, I already have on my base, my blush, my contour, and I have on an eyeshadow base too. So this, I'm trying to think of what I want to do. Do I want to make this, you know what? I want to go drama with this. Yes, I know people feel some kind of way about people using tape. I don't care. All right, now that that's on, I'm going in with Talisman, and I'm going to put this in the crease, but ooh, that's a pretty color. I also want to get it right up along that tape, so I can almost make also a little bit of like the outer V color. This is going to be a smoky buddy. Ooh, why is that so pretty already? As just like, that could be your liner right there. Very pretty. Ooh, I'm going to fill in this corner on the edge too. One thing I will say about this color story is that I feel like it lends itself definitely to a smoky vibe rather than like a light vibe. There are not a whole lot of light tones in this palette. Actually, are there any? I mean, I guess you can maybe call this one light, but the rest of them are fairly on the deep side. So just keep that in mind. Now I do have quite a bit of fallout here. I keep trying to kind of like brush it away a little bit, and it's just falling on the tape right now. But if I didn't have the tape there, that might be kind of intense. I love how I talk about how I don't want to do too dramatic makeup for like Zoom calls, and then I'm probably going to make this like a clubbing smoky eye. All right, I like where that is. So I'm going to go ahead and take the flat end of the brush. Oh, okay, these are numbered. So this is the E38 diffused crease, and this is the E54 medium sweeper. So I want to go right in. Let's start with Condor. So Condor is just a very deep brown. It is not black by any means, but it is deep. I'm tapping off a lot of the excess. And I want to just layer that over here just to deepen up this outer corner even more. And I'm really pressing that into the lash line as well to darken it up. You know what? I have to admit, in the pan, I think it's easy to tell that these are two very different colors. Like this one has that purpley gray and this is brown, but on the eye, do they look exactly the same, or is it just me? Oh, okay. If I hold the mirror really up close, you can see the difference, but these do look very similar from far away. Up close, again, though, you can sort of see the difference. I'm going to use my Sigma switch to take off the pigment, and now I want to go into throwing the palette. You guys, I caught it like that. My heart. All right, I'm going to dip into Onyx, which is the deepest color here. Despite being called Onyx, it is not black. It is a very, very, very darkened gray. And the way that this is, it is kicking up quite a bit. So I'm going to tap off a lot, but it almost looks creamy. And this I want to press only on the outermost corner. Yet again, I'm not sure if you can tell that those are three different colors, which is so weird because in the pan, it is so obvious. I'm going to touch up a tiny bit more of Talisman. Now I can't decide which shimmer/shimmers to use. I want to stay away from this one because even though it's a champagne, I'm going to stay away just for now. But I think with these, I keep wanting to lean towards like those two, like the light pink or the very light purple. You know what? No, I'm going to go for the very light purple here, which is called Iris, and then followed by Thunder on the outer corner. Now, as I do with all of my shimmers, I'm going to use a little bit of NYX glitter glue just so they really stay on and they don't go flying everywhere. And I'm applying that pretty much all over my whole lid. Starting out with Iris, which is that very, very light purple. That's very pretty. I really like this color. To be honest, this is not a color I use very often, like that, you know, light lilac, but it's so pretty. And now I'm going into Thunder. This one looks to be more, like less sparkly and maybe more just metallic. Yeah, this one on the inner corner definitely has like a very light shimmer, like glitter shimmer to it, whereas this color is definitely just like a metallic oil slick kind of jam. Very, very pretty though. I do love the pop of this like lavender though. Like I want to put on more of that. It's a very un-Linda-like eye, but I'm liking it. Okay, let's do the other eye. Okay, I am going to remove the tape so you get that super sharp edge, which I love. Now I'm going to take a smudger brush and go back into Talisman. Again, that's that kind of grayish purple. And I'm going to buff that under the eyes. This actually, I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to use, it's a pencil brush, but I wanted something just a little bit fluffier than that. And for smoky eyes, I really, really press it into the lashes. Then I'm going to use that original dense brush and go into Onyx very lightly. And that's going to get pressed right only along the lash line on maybe the outer third. This is super pretty so far. Okay, I can't decide whether I want to do black on the inner waterline or like a nude color to open it up, because I do want to put a black liquid line on top. Hang tight. Okay, I'll decide about the waterline in a minute, but I am going to be, for my liquid liner, using, this is the one I've really been loving. This is the Surratt Autographique liner, and you have to make sure to shake it, but it has a really fine point, but like a brush tip pen. I've been really loving it. I'm going to do a wing. Can't talk while I do a wing. Guys, I will tell you, this liner is not inexpensive, okay? It is not inexpensive, but it might be one of my new favorites because it goes on, it's wet. It's a wet liner, so it does dry down, of course, but because it goes on wet, it doesn't drag across your lid. It doesn't skip. It's just like very, very fluid, and look at that. It is like black as black can be, and matte black at that. Okay, so I'm definitely going for black as I tight line because that helps the lashes to look a bit thicker. Okay, before I do liner, I did notice I do have a bit of fallout here under my eyes. It's not bad though at all, but it is there. So for my liner, I hope this doesn't ruin it. I'm going to give this a shot. So this is Night of Creation liner by Kaleidos, and it is like a shifty purple. Okay, I actually really like that. That adds a nice touch. Ooh! For mascara, I am using the City Beauty Beyond Mascara. I'm still testing this out. Also received this on the Creators and Friends trip. I've been enjoying it so far. This almost, it's funny because I just talked about how the liner is a more wet formula. This is definitely a more wet formula of mascara, which I usually love. I can't decide if this one is too wet though, because it takes like quite a bit of time to dry down, but I think the effect is really, really nice. Now for my lips, some might call this boring, but I want to just use this Sigma Renew lip oil. This color is All Heart, so it's kind of like a mauvey pink. Sometimes it pulls very pink. You know what? I need a lip liner. I'm going in very lightly with the Urban Decay liner in Liar. If you've never used the Sigma lip oils before, these are one of the items I recommend above any other from the brand because they are so hydrating and so incredibly glossy. Oh, so good. And here is the look with the Sigma Cool Neutrals palette. And I wanted my first look that I ever did with this palette to be very cool toned because I feel like already, it hasn't even come out yet, but I feel like people are looking at this and going, that's a warm tone palette. I understand why you're saying that, but there definitely are cool tones. Like, I don't think anybody's going to call this look warm toned, okay? And if you do, maybe I have no idea what cool tone means because this to me is cool toned. I kind of love it. Like, I was not even thinking I was going to use this like icy lavender shade, which is called Iris. And that's my favorite part of the whole look. It is so, so nice. I feel like this is just such an easy smoky eye too. I only used a few shades and I freaking love it. I am loving that so far. So let me know what you think of this look. And you know what? I want to do a second look. So we're going to do look number 2 right now. All right, hello. We are back here to do a second look with this palette. I do know that I want to do something that focuses on a little more of the either neutral or warm tones from this palette, since the last one was very cool tone, but it was also like a very, very dramatic look. So I feel like I want this one to be like a little more chill. And so that's what we're doing. And yes, I know that this is the second video in like a very short period of time where I'm wearing this sweatshirt, but Baltimore decided to go from literally 75 degrees yesterday to 40 degrees today, and I'm cold and I'm cranky about it, so I want to be cozy. As usual, I do have my base makeup on. I am putting some lip balm on to just sit while I film, but this palette, God, it's just so pretty. So again, the color stories are meant to be like, you know, where you can create a color story with each down, like each column, if you will. And last time I stuck very much to this cool tone side. This time I want to go in for these warm tones. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I mean, I love sickly, like brown yellows like this. So I'm probably going to use that with probably some Harvest to brush that out. I mean, these are actually, I'll probably use all four of these mattes in one way or another. And for the sparkle, I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I'm leaning towards maybe Burst very much in the inner corner, like the far inner corner, and then Brazil for the rest of the lid. But let's get into this. Now, I do want to start with that shade that's calling to me most. So I am going in with Superior, which is the sickly yellow brown, as I like to call it. Now these are, again, are very pigmented, so tap off your brush. You can always go in with more later. But this, I am going to, oh, see, this is kind of one of my favorite eyeshadow colors always. Look at that. I tapped my brush once into the pan. I tapped off the excess, and look at this color payoff I'm getting. This is beautiful. And I'm kind of like gently pulling this up and buffing through the crease, but it's just like blending itself out. Like I'm not having to do any work for this. This is so nice. Damn, what's this shade called? Superior? This is a shade that could easily be like a one and done for me. I think this is such a pretty color. So yeah, I really do like this color, but I will say it is by no means cool toned. It's not even kind of cool toned. So this, you know, if you're looking for a palette that only has cool tones, you know, you might not be happy with this. I love having the balance. I love having the balance. And again, I know it's called cool neutrals. I understand that, but I personally like a little balance. So I said I was going to use this color. I think I actually will skip that one. Do I even want to use this color? I was going to use this color too, but this one has like pink tones to it. It's called Fossil. I'm going to go right into Volcanic. Now, Volcanic is just a true dark brown. Does have slight cool tones to it, but not incredibly. So I'm going to pop this, kind of stamp it right on this outer corner. And by the way, of course, you can combine cool tones and warm tones in one look. But I just kind of wanted to show you the versatility of the palette in that, like, if you're feeling warm tones one day, you can do that. If you're feeling cool tones another, you can do that. I love how buildable these shades are because, like, this is turning out very soft because I just dipped it in once and tapped it off. But, like, you could probably build that color specifically out to, like, almost, not black, but close to. I'm also going to push this color right here into the lash line. And I'm going to buff it out with a tiny bit of Superior. I'm holding the brush all the way at the bottom. I love this color. This color is like caramel. By the way, do you say caramel or caramel? I say caramel. You know what? I could even stop right there. I could totally stop right there, but I do want to try these sparkles. Oh, that's so pretty though. I'm even going to try a little bit of a different method. I've been using NYX glitter glue a lot lately, but I want to just maybe wet my brush and see how the shimmers look there. So this is the Sigma E54 Medium Sweeper. And first I'm going to dip into Burst. I'm only going to be using a little bit of this, but this is a very yellow gold. I'm going to tap off the excess and then just spray the brush. And this I'm just pressing right here on the inner corner. That's pretty. See, that is a very interesting, like, formula. Let's see if it can work on both eyes or if I need to dip back in. I think I need to dip back in a little bit. But what's interesting is that the sparkles in this, or the metallic vibe of this, these are so finely milled that it's like, it's not I don't know, sometimes because, you know, I am 43 years old, the textures of metallics will make my eyes look a little like wrinkly, if that makes sense. And I feel like this looks very smooth. I'm bringing that up a little bit on the inner corner too, just so I can like have that little bit of like eye-opening effect. That is a very pretty color. I really do like that. Okay, I'm going to flip over the brush and I'm going to go into Brazil, which is just a warm, kind of sparkly brown. Spray myself in the face. What? I think I got some on the brush. So with this, I'm going to be doing the rest of the lid, and it turns out I didn't spray the brush. Oh yeah, these sparkles are like, or these metallics are very, very smooth. Very smooth. Wow, okay, that's a different texture than I'm used to. Like they're not creamy by any means, but they're just, like they're smooth. They're just gliding on very easily without any pulling. They're blending with each other. I really like this. I have to admit, like I love cool tone shadows, but I am at my heart like a warm toned shadow kind of girl. So I really like this. I feel like I want to use this shade, which is called Polished somewhere, but where? I'm going to take this kind of pointy pencil brush, excuse me, and I'll dip into polish. I will dip into polish, and it is, again, very metallic. This one looks almost sparkly, so I'm really wetting the brush. And this, I'm going to pop it on the inner corner of the top lid, like not really, can you even see it? That's really weird. It's like, I feel like it's kind of not showing up. Oh my God, but when I swatch it, it's like very much there and very metallic. I don't know if I can get this on my inner corner with my nails, but let's try. So this color is definitely more glittery. It's very hard to see, but yeah, I'm actually not going to mess with it too much. I don't want to mess with a good thing. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off camera real quick and finish this eye look. I'm going to keep this one very simple and very neutral. I'm probably going to do maybe like a very small wing, just mascara, no fake lashes or anything like that. And then I want to actually try, I got a new lip product from Sigma. I've never tried it and I want to try it. All right, the eyes are finished. What's interesting, and tell me if I'm crazy here because I very well might be. When I look at this look, it is beautiful and it definitely leans warm. But why does it still feel ever so slightly cool toned to me? I don't know if it's the brown on the outer edge that definitely has like a cooler vibe or what, because a gold can't be cool toned, right? Something about it. Maybe it's because it has like ever so slightly of a silver sparkle to it. It's so strange. It's so strange. But anyway, I received from Sigma 2 of the lip creams. So they let me pick out a few products that I wanted to try. And I did try the lip creams when they came with the Beauty and the Beast collection, and I loved them. So I wanted to try more. And it looks like the two shades I picked out, okay, which are New Mod and Rosewood. They might be exactly the same. Okay, let's see. Now, again, I picked these out. So they have a wide variety of colors here. So if they are exactly the same, that's my fault. These are so similar. Obviously, I think you can tell that over here, which is New Mod, is a little bit lighter. And then the Rosewood is deeper. Which color do I want to use? Ooh. Oh, no, I think I want to use Rosewood. So I'm going to use the ColourPop liner in BFF2. I really need more lip liners in general. And I'm just doing a liner this time. I'm not filling it in, but I did press my lips together to blend it out. So these are not meant to set down like a liquid lipstick, but they feel incredibly creamy. This might be too much lipstick on here, but let's see. I'm actually going to take a little bit of it off. This is a dream color. Oh, it's so pretty. And these feel so moisturizing. Again, they don't dry down. So it's not like this is going to stay on through meals, or it's not going to be like a 12-hour lipstick or something like that. Oh, but it's so pretty. So that's it. That was 2 looks and a review with swatches and everything like that of the Sigma Cool Neutrals palette coming out on May 2nd. Let me know what you think of this, because I have to admit, the second I saw this palette, I was intrigued by it, and I knew right from the get-go that unless the quality was bad, which thankfully it is not, that this was going to become a palette I use very often, and it absolutely already is. So I have to admit, like I did the first look, the cool tone look, like a week ago, okay, that video. And since then I've stuck only to the cool tone side when I'm trying it out for like work or something like that. I have forced myself not to try this warmer side until today. And now I'm going to be using the whole thing so often. So I don't know. This is like a very typical Linda look for me. It's a very typical Linda look and I'm super happy with it. I really like it and I had fun playing with this. So let me know, is this a palette that you are thinking of picking up? I think it's really, really beautiful. And the brush that it comes with is very good quality. It's a Sigma quality brush. So let me know what you think. Also this lip, I know I'm not reviewing this lip today, but I love this color. I really love this color. But that's it. Do not forget that if you want 40% off of your Sigma purchase, again, unfortunately, it does not include this palette, but they are having their 15th anniversary sale. You can use my code GLITTER to get 40% off. And Sigma really does have so many wonderful products. Like the one that I'm staring at right now, I actually got an extra of this one. I think this is my fourth. This is my fourth of the Sigma E25 blending brush. I love this freaking brush so much, but like that's going to be on sale. The eyeshadow base primer that I love is on sale. The Spectrum Color Correcting Duo, which is my favorite concealer, is on sale. You can get 40% off, so definitely take advantage of that sale before it's over. But that's it. If you enjoyed this video, I would love so much if you'd give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much and really helps out my channel. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always, and forever and ever and ever and ever, you all are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.